You probably saw software get information from you, and they change or convert the infos type and use it in their program as they wish. Today you will learn how to do the exact same. Let's start with something simple, asking the user for his name. First, I write the code and then I explain it patiently. For getting information from user, we should use console.readline. So we say here, console.writeline, and we say, what's your name? And then we say string name equals console.readline. And then the next time you say console.writeline again, your name is equal name. And we execute our code. And as you can see, the program asking for our name. So for example, I say Azra. And when I press the enter, it's right, your name is Azra. And if I execute my code again and write a different name, for example Max, you see it will say your name is Max. As you can see, it works perfectly. So what exactly happened? When I execute my code, it will execute the first line. In the first line we have a console.writeline. It will write this into our console. As you can see, what's your name? And in the second line we have a string name equals console.readline. Console.readline will ask for information from user, and it won't execute the rest of code unless you press enter. And in the last line I have another console.writeline that will print this text plus my variable. So here we have a console.writeline, we have a string variable, and at last we have console.readline that gets information from the user. I explained console.writeline in the first episode, and I explained variables in the second episode that you can watch easily by clicking here. But for short, name is our variable that stores what we get from user by console.readline, and here we will print it. And have in mind what we get from user called input. So variable name here is our input. And also remember that anything that user enters, it will store as text or a string. So with that being said, how we can get a number from our user and also treat it as a number? By answering this important question, we go into the second topics of today's video, type conversion. If we want numbers from our user, first we should get it as a string, just like how you learned it, and then convert it into the integer. So here we should use convert.toInt32. This default C# function will get a string and return an int for us. So here I can say int number equals convert.toInt3250. And then I say console.writeline. And here as you can see, I converted 50 in the string to 50 in the number. I execute my code and I get 50. To prove to you that it's an int now, I will come here and say number plus 1, and then I execute it again, and as you can see I got 51, so it's an integer now. So I will write a simple program saying string input equals console.writeline enter your age, and then here I say int age equals convert.toInt32, and I put input inside these parentheses, and then I say console.writeline next year your age will be, and I say plus, put two parentheses to do the math inside them, and I say age plus 1. I execute this code, and when I say I'm 19, it will say that the next year I will be 20. And by the way, you can use convert.toBoolean for true and false values, and convert to double for decimal numbers. And have it in mind, if user enters something that can't be turned into a number, you will face an error. Here let me show you. I execute my code, and instead of entering my age, I will enter my name, Azra. And as you can see, I got an error called unhandled exception. But don't worry at all. You will fix that later when you learn about exception handling. So subscribe and turn the notification on so you don't miss the future lessons. Conversions are one thing, but sometimes you already have a number and you just want to switch its type. For example, from int to double or from double to float. And here we get to typecasting. For example, here we have double score equals 9.78. And here I say console.writeLine and I say print the score for me. And execute my code, and as you can see, I got 9.78. Now imagine I want to convert my double to an integer. I will say int final score equals int score. And here instead of score I say final score. And I execute it, and as you can see, I got 9. As you probably noticed, by writing the type that we want to cast our variable into it, between parentheses and before the name of our variable, we can cast our variable easily. In this case, we cast it from double to int. But remember, casting doesn't round. It simply cuts off the decimal part. Let me show you. Here I say 9.99 and execute my code, and as you can see, I still get 9. So it doesn't cast it, it just cuts off the decimal part. And also you can cast the smaller types into the bigger types. For example, instead of casting double to the int, we can cast int to the double. Let me show you. Here I say int num equals 10, and then I say double number equals double in parentheses, and then I say num. And then I say console.writeLine number and execute it. As you can see, it worked perfectly without getting any error. Let's see if you learned that well. Here it is a quick challenge for you. Ask the user for two numbers, convert them into int, and then print their sum in the console. Pause the video and test yourself, and see if you can make that program yourself. Okay, I hope you made it, but if you didn't, it's okay. You just need some practice. That's how we make such program. We say console.writeLine, enter the first number, and then we get that number from user. Console.writeLine, and then we storage it into a variable. Here we say int a equals that, and as you can see, we got an error. It's an string and we can put it into an int. If you remember the episode 2. So here we should do conversion. We say convert dot to int 32, and then we put our console.readline inside this, and I delete this semicolon, and then we say console.writeLine enter the second number, and here we say int b equals convert to int 32, and then say console.readline and semicolon, and at last we say console.writeline sum equals, we make a parenthesis so we can do the math, and we say a plus b, and here we make another plus and we execute our code. If you ask for first number, I get 8. If you ask for second number, I get 2. As you can see, their sum is 10. So our program works perfectly. I pinned this code in the first comment so you can use it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this video was useful for you, and check the short videos. And by the way, I have a Discord server to group of a friendly community for programmers. Joining there can help you to build connections. The link is in the description, don't forget to check it out. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel